gentleman's breakfast. Just what I need to get me through the day, for the first half hour at least.
I do hope it'll be a productive day today, Callum. No more spending so long looking at pictures of otters.
Hey, you'd be surprised how stressful it gets sitting in there just doing nothing and, well, thinking up terrible puns. I needed those otters. You know, there was one with a teddy bear smiling, and it made me smile because I can never be that happy.
Guys, as a paper, do you ever feel you've gotten a little complacent?
Of course not. We do very important work, Holly, and it's always kept to the highest standard for the people of Nuntpool.
And you're sure that the people of Nuntpool appreciate all your work?
Of course.
What's Stan reading?
I'm just browsing my gazettes.
That's too colourful for the Gazette.
Let me have a look at that. What is this? The Nuntpool Balls?
Hey, I'm merely checking out your new competition.
What? How can we have competition?
Well, it was inevitable.
Yeah, well, the inevitable has become the inevitable. Although on the plus side, it looks way worse than ours.
My goodness.
I take it back. We're doomed. Modern journalism at its finest.
That is horrible.
Do you think they're real?
Well, let's see if it gets any better.
Oh, Christ. Finally, the newspaper for those too stupid to count to 4.
Why is that?
Every page is page 3.
Millie, 19, says that it's an absolute shame that local bakeries have been selling out-of-date buns. But then again, my buns are of a much higher quality. Wahey.
That is depressing. I always thought Millie was a little girl's name, you know, like all Millies had to change their name when they reached their 15th birthday party.
Well, I don't think much to her journalistic standards.
Well, no one is looking at her journalistic standards.
Callum, I should have known you'd be into this rubbish.
Hey, I find this as degrading as Stan's produce is to the art of cookery. Look, all I'm saying is that your citizens of Nuntpool are going to be all over this.
You think? Mark my words, the Nuntpool Balls won't last a week. This just makes no sense. Why are people buying this trash?
It makes the local sexual.
Have you been working on that one all week?
Okay, how about this? We, the citizens of Nuntpool, believe that the Nuntpool Balls is inappropriate for public display due to its misogynistic imagery and should therefore be removed from all newsstands.
Holly, there's no need for a petition. Good journalism will win out.
Yeah? And who's that then?
That's us.
Did someone say good journalism?
Yes, hello. Mary Montgomery, editor of the Nuntpool Gazette, making the local
Dave
accessible.
Davison, Nuntpool Balls, making the local hot.
Mine was better, I think.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I just popped in to say, you know, no hard feelings. Unlike the people reading my newspaper. Hey! I mean about putting you out of business and all that.
You've done no such thing.
Oh, come on. I mean, look at this. It ain't bad, but it ain't got tits.
It isn't bad, but it hasn't got tits.
You know, it's just quite possible that the people of Nuntpool will not stand for your objectification of women.
Oh, please, darling. I give you less than 5 issues before no more Gazette.
Fewer than 5.
So, babe, how'd you fancy coming to work for me? I'm always looking for pretty girls, if you know what I mean.
That's disgusting. Do you have any idea about the horrific message you're sending about the role of women in society?
Fine, fine. But don't come crying to me when you're out of a role in this boring paper.
The only person in here who's going to be jobless soon is you, mister.
Jeez, woman. I can't wait until you're living on the streets, thinking of how you should have seen this coming.
Should have!
Whatever. Oh, and you, fit one. Give me a call.
Get out! That's it. He's going down. Holly, print off your petition.
You're right, we have got to put a stop to this.
You just object to his grammar.
I find that man as morally repugnant as you do. You had that angle covered.
Oh, quite the feminist, aren't you, Callum?
Yeah, I am. And do you know what? I'm going to prove it. Holly, print 2 of those.
I'll print 3.
No, someone has to stay and look after the office.
I wrote the petition.
You never know who might call. Besides, don't you think left in sole charge of newspaper office is going to look great on your CV?
Yeah, sure.
Good. I bet I can get more signatures than you.
Yeah? Meet back here at 1:30?
You're on.
Right, well then the game's up.
What's the office?
Buddy, what can I do for you today?
Well, I don't want any of your culinary delights for once, legally edible as I'm sure they are. I just need your signature.
It's about that new food hygiene regulations, isn't it? Oppression, I tell you, oppression.
Yeah, not quite. I just need your signature there.
Wait a minute. You want to get rid of the balls? No, I'm not so sure about that.
Do you realise if they put us out of business, you lose 3 of your best customers, right?
Well, I must admit, my good man, you do provide me with a steady income, but their paper's cheaper. Ta.
Down with the balls! Save the Nuntpool Gazette! Come on, Mr. Branson. Surely you want to take those balls out.
Hey there, sex cat.
You cannot be in here.
You're alone? Want to talk business?
I have no desire to engage in any business with the likes of you.
Come on, sweetheart. It's just, ever since I left here, I can't get you out of my mind.
Please, try.
Maybe I should get you out of this stuffy office. Let's take a trip in my passion wagon.
Is that the 2003 Nissan Micra in the car park?
It may not be a Ferrari, but what does that matter when, as John Lennon said, all you need is a bit of loving and a past MOT, which I have.
Well, I'm convinced.
Fantastic. Now let me show you how the Nuntpool Balls treat its employees.
And then you get me out of my clothes, is that the idea?
Well, it's those eyes that the punters will love, lass.
My eyes. Yes, I'm sure that's what sells your paper.
Hey, you're smart. You know your business. I can tell you one thing.
And I can tell you, you're not getting in. Now get out!
Please, there's no need for violence. Look, I really do need new models. I pay well. There's an espresso machine.
Stop embarrassing yourself and just leave.
I'll give you the share of the profits. 20%.
Get out.
50%. Take a business card. Give me a call, please.
Well, that went... What are you doing here? I told you to leave.
I was on my way out, sorry.
Citizen Kane, how you doing?
I can't believe you'd have the balls to come back in here.
Pun intended.
Are you all right, Holly? He wasn't harassing you, was he?
No, I'm fine. How did it go?
Well...
I didn't get any signatures, but aside from that, great.
So terribly then?
Yep.
Yeah, none.
Who'd have thought Nuntpool was such an illiterate town? All those sweaty, thoughtless blokes longing for the days when men were men and women were nothing more than auxiliary verbs in the sentence of humanity. And all those poor oppressed housewives buying these booklets of filth just to shut their husbands up for 10 minutes. We, the quality press, as loosely as I use that term, defeated by breasts, spouting the kind of half-baked sentences that make you want to burn all the paper you can find until someone wraps you in blankets and gives you a rabbit to cuddle. Society, eh? What's the point in printing anything worthy if no one's going to read it?
Wow, Callum. You do care. And I thought
No, what are we going to do?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Well, at least one of us has got a job offer on the table.
He was desperate for me to come work for him. Oh, creep.
He was, wasn't he?
Suspiciously desperate, in fact.
Maybe you should.
You cannot seriously be suggesting that.
I'm just saying. Holly could get into his office, have a look around, see if there's anything there that we could use against him. She doesn't have to actually take him up on his offer.
Well, that could work, but... Holly, look, don't do anything you're not comfortable with.
It will be the most investigative my work here will ever have gotten.
Baby cakes, you came!
I couldn't stay away from your irresistible charms. So this is where the magic happens.
Excuse my humble surroundings. You want to get straight down to business? Let's make you look like a star.
I'd like to take a look around the office first.
Oh, there's not much to say.
Don't worry about that, it's a much smaller operation than I was expecting.
What can I say? I work hard.
What's in this?
Nothing important.
Or nothing at all. Let me guess. You're financial administrator?
I call him M&M.
What a role model. What have you been doing here? Image editing?
Just a few touch-ups, you know. Not all models have your natural beauty.
You've been changing her hair colour.
I won't need to do that for you. You're gorgeous as you are.
Wait, have I seen her before?
No, I'm quite sure you haven't.
This is the same girl. Are all these the same girl?
Models aren't cheap, you know.
It's the same woman on every page. You've just changed her skin colour, her hair colour, her eye colour, stretched her around.
All right. I've only ever had one model. She came down from Scarborough for a day. Nearly bankrupted me.
How have you got away with this?
Not everyone looks at her face.
God.
But you can be number 2. That just makes you more special.
So every image is in fact the same girl? Once we let this cat out of the bag, people will surely come back to the Gazette.
I hope you're right.
I'm not so sure, you know. I think he's done a good job of covering it up.
Yeah, meanwhile, she's done a very good job of not covering it up.
You're not seriously going to continue buying that rag, are you? It's one model, one shoot. She came down from Scarborough for one day. What did I say?
The last comes from Scarborough.
Yeah, so?
You know, maybe I will have a look at your latest Gazette. Any more interesting stories in there?
What?
Didn't you know? Nuntpool and Scarborough have a long-standing rivalry.
Yeah, people from up there are too hoity-toity for Nuntpool tastes.
Right, so?
So, that means we're back in business. This revelation will kick the balls once and for all.
Thank goodness for petty, meaningless town rivalries, eh?
And thank you, Holly.
Yeah, you know, I never doubted you. Here, hold on to this. Time for a celebratory hot dog, I think.
Anything for my favourite customers.
I'd say a double.
I'll see you up there. We have a newspaper to write.